shooter two, talking shit, Dusty Boots.
Welcome to the Dusty Boots podcast. I am finally sitting down with a man that I just told before that there was two blokes on my list when I started this podcast to do an interview with. Kip Moore and Brad Cox. Finally get to tick one of the two off and hopefully the other one off at the end of the year, and then I'm happy. How are you, mate?
Little do you know, I'm your new co-host. We're going to do this every week. I'm sorry it took so long.
Riverside's a good thing. I don't think you'd want to move to Ballarat.
Yeah, I'll come and visit.
Yeah, you know what Ballarat's like, mate. It's not the warmest place.
Yeah. I'll see you in February.
We're back in the forum, mate. Last time we were here, I think it was about a year and probably nearly a year and a half ago. Might even be more.
Yeah, 2024, yeah.
Sold out joint. I just remember you getting on stage and the first thing you said was, I can't remember, it was something along the lines of, Al told me I could not sell this fucking joint out, and I have. And I remember how excited you were about it.
Oh, man, I mean, this is. I'm going to say it's the best room in Australia.
Yeah.
It's such a milestone. It's in the middle of Melbourne. It sounds incredible. It looks cool as shit, and I will forever be stoked to play at the Forum Theatre in Melbourne. And we're at the Enmore tomorrow in Sydney, which is arguably a similar vibe, but I think the Forum wins because of the blue roof.
Yeah, and I seen Max Jackson at the front, and I know what Max is like about playing at places. I'm like, have you ever played at Forum? She's like, no, I've never stepped foot in here. I'm like, oh, you're about to be blown away.
Yeah, man, it's really special, and if anyone doesn't know, it's like the stage is kind of framed by a castle-looking
pretty much
situation, and there's a blue roof which is lit up like the night sky, so it looks like you're playing, I mean, I would guess outside in a castle in Italy or something like that.
What's that? The Colosseum. It's like you're playing in the Colosseum.
Yeah, man. It's a special room, and obviously fucking stoked to be here. I'm not sure if I'm not meant to swear on this podcast.
No, you can swear all you like, mate.
I'm not really good at not doing that.
For you, mate, I've seen you play in many different places, but as we've sort of grown up, I feel like I know more about you than what you think I know about you. So I was thinking last night, I was like, I didn't ever know where to start with notes, and I was like, I'm going to start off with, I remember you driving around in a white single cab Hilux.
That was a while ago. Yep, the Flylux, yep.
Yeah, and you used to have a cage canvas canopy on the back, and you used to sleep in one side, and you used to have your gear in the other side.
I did, man. I sold that thing for $2,000. It's probably worth 25, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, the Flylux, bro, that was a long time ago, man. I sold that in, like 2016 or something. But I lived in that car. I probably put 200,000 Ks on it, driving around this beautiful country of ours.
Because I remember you used to do a lot of trips up to Catherine and back and everywhere. You used to do this gig to gig to gig, and you did it the hard way. Yeah, man. I did a couple of seasons mustering up in the Territory in the early days. But yeah, I think twice I kind of played gigs for 2 months on the way up there, and I remember, I remember sitting at I think it's the North Gregory Hotel in Winton. Like, this is just one of 1,000 yards. playing cover gigs. Yeah.
And I got there the night before and stayed upstairs, and, Friday morning I was sitting out the front of the pub having a coffee and a cigarette, and sunny day in hot, outback Queensland. And I just watched 50 mobility scooters and old people just driving down the main street of Winton. And I was like, what am I doing here? I think it might have been a thing though, they couldn't afford a bus at the home or something like that. But literally 50 mobility scooters all on an outing together, just driving down the main street of Winton. So I
don't know if it's Winton. One of them does the old chickens that run around after the little monster truck with the that has the seed in the back of it. And the chickens all run around. I don't know if it's Winton. It's up that way somewhere.
Yeah, well, that's how I cut my teeth anyway, playing in places like that. And yeah, man, I drove that car around this country probably 4 times, and had a fat time doing it.
Yeah, and it's good to know it's doing it the hard way. There's no, some people can walk in and mum and dad have got the money, they can back them, and all of a sudden they're on a big stage. Or you can do it the real way, where it's like, hey, I'm going to put my grit in, put a smile on my face. I'm going to play every pub gig I can until I get a bigger opportunity.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. I feel like I've had some great success and some quick progression, but I've also been doing this for 12 or 14 years now.
Yeah.
Pretty flat out, and starting from those moments. Man, I remember another gig. I drove past it the other way on the way out to Nyngan. Might have been the Royal Hotel in Narrandera. Again, these are cover gigs.
Yeah.
And I sat in this room and didn't play to one person. There was just chairs and tables, and the bar was on the other side of the room. There was about 3 blokes sitting at the bar, but I couldn't see them. And I played a gig there. So I've done them all. And, and here we are at the Forum.
Yeah, and I love saying that too. Mate, one funny yarn, which I don't know if you remember this, I built a house for a bloke, and he said to me that he had Brad Cox play at his wedding.
Oh, true.
In Rokewood. This was many moons ago. He said you got there, you drove down, you got in the buggy, you took your stuff down to the creek, you played the wedding, and he said the next day you were already gone because you had to get back for harvest.
Wow, where's Rokewood? Is that
just outside of Ballarat?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, sort of between Ballarat and Geelong.
Yeah,
he said that was very, very early days. I think he said it was like a $1,200 gig or something. Like he said it was like
perfect.
And I think it was like through a harvest connection of like, hey, can you get so and so on know a bloke and you did it.
Yeah. Also, come on, pal. Who gets married at that time of year in that part of the country when harvest is on?
You must have been dumb enough to probably finish harvest, drive down, sing, and then drive back.
Maybe he couldn't. Maybe he couldn't afford to have all his mates at the wedding. So he's like, I'll do it during harvest. That'll take out 20%.
That's a smart man. Do you miss that side of farming, like harvest season? Do you still get to do a bit of harvest season in between, or?
Mate, I don't anymore. The most recent I did was COVID. We were living in Newcastle at the time with a couple of the boys in the band, and I mean, New South Wales lockdown. Well, you probably lived through Victorian lockdown. Like, what a mess. But very similar to New South Wales. And then there's Queensland, who's like, oh yeah, 3 weeks is up. We'll go back to the pub.
Yeah.
But New South Wales at the time, I was going crazy, man. Like, I love being in the bush. Like, Newcastle was fun, but there's only so many times I could mow the lawn of a rental,
yeah.
So after a few months of that, they were planting out. Some friends of mine were planting out in Walgett, and I went out there for about 2 months and sat on a tractor and did the planting season with them, which was not that long ago, like 4 years ago or something. Yeah. But I don't get to do a lot of it anymore.
Do you miss it?
I really do.
Because I feel like, I don't know, it's hard to explain to someone that doesn't drive a tractor or anything like that. I feel like it's serious thinking downtime when you're in a tractor because you have no choice to.
Yeah, man. I used to love sitting in the tractor. I used to think of ideas of songs. Obviously, everything's automated.
Yeah,
watch movies and poke along. And even though you're sitting in a tractor solo, like that kind of work is usually kind of a team job too. Particularly harvest. It's kind of a dance that happens in the paddock, and I miss that. Also, I used to work with some of my best friends, so that was always a really nice thing to go and live with your friends for a few months and get stuck in and do it. Very much do miss it. In saying that, wouldn't trade it for singing.
Yeah, I agree. There's no money in farming.
No, but it is a good time, and I've got a lot of mates that still do it. So I think every year it comes around, I'm busy. I'm like, fly down and hang out for a few days, and I haven't really done it, but maybe in the future.
Too Drunk to Drive. I remember when that one came out. There's so many that I could just sit here and talk. We could sit here for hours, mate. CMC 2019 Campers Bar. I just remember the Campers Bar was reasonably quiet, and Brad Cox comes out, and the Campers Bar was to the back of that tent.
It was rammed,
It was probably one of the most. I know, I've seen him many times since, but that was probably one of the ones where you think back to where the bloke started, and you're like, that moment with that tent was packed.
Bro, that was honestly, that gig was. I remember standing on that stage and going, "Oh, holy shit! Like, this is actually working. Like, we're actually doing it." There's probably 5,000 people jamming into this tent late at night, and they're screaming my words at me that I literally wrote that song during harvest on a day off or a rain day, and day off during harvest. It was definitely a rain day. But I remember that moment. It was like, holy shit, this is actually working, and what we're doing is gonna go all right, Yeah. I remember particularly we were singing Water on the Ground, which is obviously such a ballady and sad and emotional song. And it was the first time there was this chick on her shoulders just tits out.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a strange moment to pick to get your tits out in the crowd.
I've interviewed a lot of artists in the last probably 2.5 years, and I swear, I think Casey Barnes maybe told me a story. I reckon Troy Casadale told me a story that people need to figure out what song to get their tits out in, because there's a real bad time to get them out into a good time.
Full disclaimer, I'll never discourage it.
Yeah.
I'll never discourage it, but it was poorly picked song choice. That's for sure.
Caitlin Shadbolt wasn't coming across the front of the stage.
She sent that to me the other day. I'd totally forgotten about that. That was so funny, and she probably made me laugh.
Yeah,
I don't think I sang the next 2 lines of the song.
As I said, mate, I've seen you on plenty of different ones. The Star Maker obviously was a great kickstart for you. We spoke about CMC, the Rusty String Tours. I remember we played at the Evelyn Hotel.
Dude, you have been there since the start.
Yeah, I haven't been back to the Evelyn until this year when Lane Pittman played there, and it's a different joint to what it was back. Like, it's changed heaps.
Sure.
I remember being there, and a mate met this girl, and he's like, I don't know if I should stay, I should not. And he's like, I'll come back. So I think we had a hotel and we stayed and he never met up with her. The next day I was like, oh, how'd you go to that bird? He's like, yeah, I've been texting. I was like, oh, what was her name? He goes, oh, I don't know. Do you remember if her name was Evelyn? I'm like, no. And she's like, oh, she's saved as the Evelyn. And I'm like, but because it was Evelyn Hotel, mate. So I'll always remember Brad Cox, Evelyn Hotel.
Oh, that's incredible.
The Evelyn, that's her name from forever since then.
And we played like all of those rooms, man. You know, like we played the Evelyn. I think we did the Corner at one stage, the Howler. You know, like it's been a really cool journey to kind of come up. Like I think the Evelyn's like 200 cap.
Yeah.
And, you know, now we're at the Forum Theatre.
And even like Ballarat stages, mate. I remember we played at Volta, which Volta is just like probably one of the dingiest joints in Ballarat.
Is that a place where like, the green? There's no green room. You pushed all. We had to push, and there's a weird kind of corner stage. Yeah, and a glass durry cage in the room. Yeah, I remember it.
And it was just like big, long, skinny. So you played there. I remember watching you there, and it was just sticky floors packed in. And then
my favourite.
Yeah. And then from there, upgraded to Civic Hall. That was a great gig. And I remember Austin played open for you.
Man,
and that was actually where like I knew Austin's music, and then that's where I sort of got onto him, and now I'm great mates with Austin. Like,
I'm telling you now, I have listened to his whole unreleased record in its entirety about 50 times because it's that fucking good.
Yeah.
And anyone listening to this should get right around Austin Mackay, man. He's an incredible talent, a great friend of mine, and I love advocating for that guy.
Yeah, and like from that point when he did, and then he's probably the same as you. I've been to solo shows in all the Melbourne ones and that. I'll see him at Denny Ute Muster this year, and just watching people grow. Watching every artist grow around me is just like an awesome thing to see, because it's like these blokes are all normal blokes. You know, the other side of the camera, people in the crowd probably fantasize about, it's Brad Cox or it's Austin or whatever.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, when you sit down and have a beer like this, a conversation, I always relay to listeners that they're normal blokes that used to have normal jobs that just love singing.
Austin is one of the good guys, and he's working his ass off. And I was actually just saying this to Matteo on Triple M just earlier today. He asked me a similar thing. He's like, I feel like your fans know you. And I was like, I think that's because I still feel like them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I haven't been an attractor for 5 years, but in my brain and my attitude, like I was feeding my cows and goats, 3 days ago before I came down here for this show. And like, I'm still one of you, if that makes sense. And I think that's honestly got a lot to do with why my fans are so loyal and love what I do, is because I think that is translated through my music. As much as I can, and as I said, as soon as I walk off that stage, like I get in the plane and go home, and I'm, planting my fruit orchard and hanging out with my goats, and like I'm still doing what my fans do.
I feel like I've been to a lot of music in the last 2 to 3 years, a lot, and I feel like I don't know why I think this, but Brad Cox crowds are always a sing-along crowd. I feel like at any point in your concert, in any song, whether it's a new release song or an old song, you can stop and they continue on. And that's a hard thing to do. That's loyalty.
Bro, we've been feeling the love a lot on that on this tour, and there's been some really cool moments, and I feel like I've probably realised that on this tour a bit too, and I'm very grateful for it, because that clearly means people aren't coming to watch, they're coming to feel. And which is a really special thing to be on the receiving end of.
Yeah. Talking about feeling, mate, I was writing notes last night once again, and I was thinking about what I want to talk about, and as I said, I could sit here for 6 hours and talk about all the yarns that we've got, but I was thinking about it probably hasn't been ever touched on, is the community that we've become in. So the podcast community, the people that are within the podcast community. You can't explain it to people. I always explain to people that no one's better than anyone. Everyone's in it for helping each other, and like Nux is a perfect example. I had to look through your Instagram and I found this photo. It was like 10 hats of Nux, and you're like, thanks country trucker caps, and it was like 10 hats on the bed, and you're like really excited. I'm like, started whenever that was. That might have been like 2018 or something, or whenever that was. I'm like, it's amazing to see like your good mates with Nux now, to hear that everyone grows together.
Oh, bro, and I think that's the thing, and there's room for everybody.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and particularly, I was talking about this with Benny yesterday. It's like particularly that community.
Yeah.
Man. Like, I mean, they're some of my best friends now as well, but like you got the Alpha Blokes and Curb and Nux and all these homies, and they're all just winning together. They're all just winning together. They're all helping each other out. They're all lifting each other up when they need it. They're all giving advice to each other, and there's literally no ego in that community. I
feel like that's country music though. There's no like the group is like I remember talking to Danny Grant about it, and he's like, when he was starting to figure out the country music scene, he's talking to me. He's like, I don't get it. Like, why does everyone get along?
Yeah.
Like, there's no like.
Yeah. I mean, there is definitely. I've been saying this a lot recently too, but I think this is just because I've been growing as a person probably since I've hit 30. But I think with music, like you need to have some kind of ego to back yourself and make it work. But man, in the last 3 years or even less, the last couple of years, like it's been so liberating to like slowly wash any of that I had left off.
Yeah.
And it feels great. Like I'm literally, as I said, standing on stage and advocating for my fans to get around Austin Mackay and get around Papa Butcher, who's playing in my band, and get around these people who are incredible musics, because there's room for everyone, you know, and country music does definitely feel like that. It's really cool to be a part of.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Strumming Bird's coming up. I'm bloody excited for it. You'll be back in Ballarat again. I reckon that's probably your third or fourth time you've been in Ballarat. What a festival to be able to play on.
Yeah, man. Post Malone, like, come on.
Yeah.
It's going to be huge. Was it in Ballarat last year?
Nah, first year in Ballarat. They've done Spilt Milk in Ballarat before. It's pretty funny. Post Malone played Spilt Milk in Ballarat, and now he's going to play a country festival in Ballarat a few years later.
Well, hot tip, the guy that looks after Spilt Milk is the guy that looks after Strumming Bird, so they did obviously something right there. But, yeah, man, I mean, huge festival lineup. Great opportunity. Really looking forward to it. That'll be kind of our three big festivals for the end of the year, and really looking forward to that one.
That's a strong finish to the year for you. So you got 3 at the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm thinking about announcing some littler shows.
Yep.
Maybe some acoustic stuff. You know, just to get us through the end of the year, only because I can't help myself and love
Is that
playing.
something you said like you've matured more? Is that something because you just keep... Like you could go out and play the band shows, the big shows, but now you just, I suppose you're enjoying music so much that you're just like, I just want to go give back to the fans every chance I get.
Yeah, and I think there's a real market for it. I mean, 2 things. Touring is excruciatingly expensive at the moment.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure people are hearing it all the time.
I don't know if you seen my reel the other night, but I was, talking about, is the country music industry in Australia in trouble for what tours costing and how much artists are putting into it for what they're getting back?
The margins are just getting smaller and smaller, and everything's getting so expensive. For instance, like we did a similar tour 18 months ago, and my travel and accommodation expenses have doubled.
Yeah,
basically, you know, and we're doing the same rooms for a very similar ticket price. You know, but that's not a whinge at all. But honestly, there's 2 reasons for doing acoustic stuff. I really enjoy it. And 3 reasons. I really enjoy doing it. I think I'm good at it too.
Yep.
I reckon there's 50% of my fans that love hearing the yarns and you know, that quieter environment and hearing it acoustically, and you could just make money on it, man.
Yeah.
You know, when you're not paying 12 people to be on the road, which is my favourite thing to do in the whole world. Like it is the drug, playing gigs like this with my full crew. I've got incredible sound guys and lighting guys.
Songs, mate, like your band, like and
my band, but
I know your band as well, like the boys that are in it, and it's the love. It's the same as the podcast community we talk about. It's the love for each other that you do it. Like it's like brothers, sisters. Let's go.
Absolutely. So it hurts me to go and do this stuff, but just honestly, just to keep the lights on. It's almost like I have to do that as well now. But and I enjoy it. But it's just
if you didn't enjoy it, you wouldn't do it. Mate.
There's so much more money at the end of a run when you do it by yourself.
Mate, a night like tonight, which you've probably nearly just touched on it. What's it mean to you tonight to play with your band, be here at the Forum again for your fans? Like what to you, like when you lay down tonight, what's it mean to you?
Man, I was just listening to soundcheck then. I wasn't on stage, and I got half emotional because my band sounds so fucking good at the moment. It was always the goal. Like we always said, we want to be the best sounding band in Australia. And the reason is because music stops with the sound of it. You know, like you can put all the bells and whistles and production and lights and auto-tune if you want, and, you know, confetti that you want. But we have a great light show and that's it. And my band sounds incredible at the moment. And, it's my favourite thing. I'm so proud of them. That they are genuinely my best friends.
Yeah.
When we get home off the road, we go to the pub together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not a surface level relationship, and hasn't been for 10 years since this thing started.
I feel like that's one of them things, mate. You're not in it for the wrong reasons. You're in it for the right reason.
No,
absolutely.
And even just the ebbs and flows of having a great hit and playing a massive show and then playing some smaller shows, like that's just life. And I still genuinely love every part of it, you know, and doing it with those boys is the most important thing. which is really
100%.
cool.
Love it. What we might do, mate, we might finish off with making the 8, go rodeo style.
Sure.
8 questions, mate, rapid fire, answer them however you want to. We'll go through them. Who's your biggest inspiration?
My wife.
I was on the way here and I was going through these in my head. I'm like, I reckon he's going to say Sammy. So do I. And I love that too.
She checks me, bro. She keeps me in line. We call her the Officer for War and Finance. Oh no, what it was the last two? It was she was the anti-violence officer. Yeah, that's right.
She's all over it.
Yeah.
Favorite song that you have released?
Ooh, probably. God, I mean that probably changes every week. I know this is meant to be rapid fire, but that's a hard question. Probably Sunset Psalm.
Yep. Thing you got in most trouble for as a kid?
Oh, back chatting.
Yeah. That's pretty standard response from an artist.
I copped a few hidings and I deserved every one of them.
What song would you love to cover from another country artist, or you might already do it?
Oh man, I've been pretty obsessed with Zach Top the last couple months. That Bad Luck song by Zach Top's a belter.
Yeah, seeing him at CMC a couple of years ago was...
Yeah, I just watched him at CMA. It was a masterclass.
Yeah, he's a pretty iconic man. Biggest phobia?
My mother. She'll be here tonight.
Wildest thing you've seen at your gig?
Oh, dude, I mean, it's not wild, but this is one the other day. We were playing in Brisbane, and because we're on, or everyone's on closed comms, like we can press on the button and talk to each other.
Yeah.
And like right before the last song, Targo steps on his talkback and goes, "Oi, there's some dude in the front row eating a meat pie," and we all looked over, and he's literally singing "Now She Ain't," and he's copping a meat pie in one hand and still singing along with sauce dripping down his mouth. So,
Do you reckon he bring it in his pocket?
oh, dude, there's only two options. He either left the gig to get the pie, or he had that pocket pie going on, and we all believed that he had
is
a late night snack. I mean, that's not the wildest thing. It was definitely the most recent,
Sometimes
very
when
funny
you
thing.
see that stuff, do you bring that up on stage, like point it out, or do you just try and play on?
It's definitely happened before, but we were all laughing. Targo, he literally said like, "There's some idiot in the front row eating a meat pie."
I love it. What was the moment you knew you wanted to be a country artist?
Honestly, probably being a fan at things like Denny Ute Muster and CMC. I remember. I mean, they're probably still out there, but I remember probably camping at CMC, and you know how you meet people in the campsite. I was probably 17 or 18, and I always watched those gigs going, oh man, because at the time I was playing cover gigs, going, I'm going to do that one day, and talking to other people in that camp and telling them that, like actually voicing that I'm going to do that one day.
Yeah.
Not that their response mattered, but just me telling them, I think was the moment that I really kind of went, yeah, this is what I'm going to work hard at for the next little while.
Do you still talk to them people? Or
As I said, I don't know who they were. No,
but that's something that they would talk about.
I reckon they'd remember that.
Yeah, they'll talk about that forever. Going, we sat there in a camp with Brad Cox before he made it.
Yeah, I'd say so.
The last one, mate, is advice for any up and coming artists.
Well, I'll tell you, there's two options: put out another song or go and be a plumber. Just keep doing it. Believe in yourself. And I always say, at the end of the day, it's all about the music.
Yeah.
You know, you can spend as much time picking what jeans you want to wear, and you know, doing TikToks, but at the end of the day, it is all about the music, and that's the thing that will translate.
Yeah. Love it, mate. Thank you.
Cheers, brother.
It's been good
really
to catch
fun.
up. As I said, it's been a long time. Maybe we'll do this in a longer form one day when we have time. We can sit down and talk through all them gigs. And,
I'd love to, bro.
have the yarns. But yeah, good luck tonight.
Sorry it took so long, and I'll see you next week for the co-host.
Yeah, no worries.
Boy, Bill, shooter, two, talking shit, dusty boo.